You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, ladies? How y'all doing? It is your girl, one of your favorite content creators, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Hope everybody's doing good. I appreciate y'all for being so patient, waiting on this wonderful content. Definitely appreciate the support. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button. As I implied before, I already did a part 1 on why broken women create broken homes. So today it's imperative that I deliver my part 2. I try not to squeeze too much of everything in one content, because sometimes people tend to get sidetracked and they lose the message, right? So I'd rather break it up into parts, okay? So that is the reason why I have part 2. For y'all to be on deck with the sermon, I would advise that you watch the part 1. That way you can have some clarity as to what the sermon and the whole overall concept of today's message is. So make sure you view that part 1. It is still up for viewing. And here I go with my part 2. So let me go ahead right into today's sermon. Again, hit that like button. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming in. Big ups to my mod squad. Big ups to anybody who's just coming in for the first time viewing my content. I appreciate your presence. All my members who are still paying the $3 a month, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Those who are just still supporting me, still coming in doing my lives, still coming in and catching the recording, still supporting me, I appreciate y'all as well. So just to kind of give y'all a brief summary of what today's part 2 consists of. I basically was talking about the Kirk and Rashida situation, right? In which a lot of people have been going in on Rashida, attacking Rashida for Kirk's behavior. And this is unfortunately a very common issue. It's always the married women who have been faithful, who have done nothing but been supportive, good wives, good mothers, holding down the fort, who unfortunately they get punished and penalized because of their husband's actions. And this is even more so when it's in the public eye, okay? Because it's a lot of Rashidas out there. It's a lot of Cardi B's. It's a lot of women out here who are dealing with infidelities in their marriage, or who have dealt with infidelities in their marriage. However, when you're a public figure, it gives people more room to basically opinionate on your situation. And most of the time, when people opinionate, it's not going to be positive. So Rashida has been attacked verbally. People calling her stupid, weak, dumb, every degrading name that you could think of. And unfortunately, this comes with the territory when you decide to publicly share your marital issues, and as if the couples that are being idolized, they probably got way more drama than these reality shows. But you'll never know, because a lot of women have learned to help protect their husband's infidelities. And the reason they do that is because they don't want the backlash Rashida is getting. They don't want the disrespect. They don't want the attacking. So it's a lot of other married women that are also going through these type of situations. But where they differ is that they are protecting their image. they are protecting their husband's infidelities. Most of the time, you're not going to know of these things until A, the side chicks get mad and expose it. B, a child is created. In that sense, he can't deny it, he can't lie about it. So, that's pretty much, solid, tangible evidence. Or if there's a divorce, out the blue, oh, wow, so-and-so's divorcing, we thought they were happy. Oh, so-and-so has an outside child. Oh, we thought they was this one happy family. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Marriage is going to come with trials and tribulations, okay? Nevertheless, right, being a married woman, the moment your husband steps outside of the union, and especially if you're a public figure, if you're somebody that's kind of well respected, or if not well known, these women cannot wait to go in and attack you and let you know how stupid and dumb and weak you are, when in actuality, the truth of the matter is you just have some women who really have high regards when it comes to their marital vows. Now, you may consider those high regards as weak, or as a woman who doesn't know her self-worth, and all of that. But what I find the irony is, nobody has anything to say about the side chicks. Very rarely is society holding the heat to these side chicks. Nobody calls them weak. Nobody says they don't know their worth. Nobody says they have low self-esteem. No one. It's ironic, but you know what I notice? Is more women doing this than men. I rarely ever see men side with side chicks. I rarely ever see that. Women will jump to the defense of side chicks and will call the wife, who has done absolutely nothing wrong, okay? It's her husband who made the violation. Y'all are dragging the wives who have not been faithful, who have no scandals of being unfaithful, who have no reputation of violating the marriage. If you're going to hold the heat to the husband. Hold the heat to the side chick, okay? These were the two who did not respect the marriage, not the wife. But this proves a lot, right? It proves that there are so many women who already they despise married women. And I'm just gonna keep it a buck, right? Now, if it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply. Let it fly, okay? I'm not saying every woman who has an opinion about a married woman with her cheating husband is a hater or is jealous, because that would be very biased for me to make such a general statement like that. But what I'm saying is, you do, and if the shoe fits, wear it. Wear flip-flops, with no socks, and just be willing to woman up and stand your ground. You feel me? You have some, not all, you have some women that are envious of married women. They are envious of marriage, okay? All right? So, anytime a man messes up in his marriage, a married man messes up on his wife, it helps them to feel good about dragging married women, or they themselves not being married. See, this is why I'm not married, because I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm not going to tolerate a man cheat in peace. You have women that are so critical of other women's journey, not even understanding, shit, do you think Rashida asked for that? Do you think, once upon a time, Rashida was one of those women? Oh, my husband can't do no wrong. And see, life had to humble her, okay? Because with all due respect, I remember when Rashida was shading other women who wasn't married. I mean, I like her. I love Rashida. I do. But at the same time, I can't play devil's advocate. At one point in time, before all this exposure came out about Kirk, she had this sense of superiority as a married woman, okay? And life had to humble her. And guess what? Life has had to humble all of us in some form or another, okay? Whether if it's with your children, that you put on a pedestal is with your career that you put on a pedestal, your husband that put on a pedestal. Anything that you worship will eventually destroy you, okay? And that's why you have to be careful with idolizing your children, idolizing your husbands. Stop putting folks on a pedestal thinking they'll never let you down, they'll never disappoint you, because when they do, you have to walk that hall of shame. You feel me? So, with that being said, a lot of people have been coming on to Rashida very hard, and basically bashing this woman, belittling this woman, when she indeed did nothing disrespectful. The only thing Rashida did and is doing is staying true to her vows, even though her husband did not. Listen, the vow said, for better or for worse. Now, this is not to say that I'm encouraging married women to stay in unhealthy marriages, and nor am I telling married women that they need to leave husbands. But what I am saying is that you have some women that honor the word of God and they honor their vows even when a man doesn't. And keep in mind, whether if his wife decides to stand by him through the shenanigans, or she decides to divorce him like Mel did with Martell through the shenanigans, guess what? He's still going to get his karma full circle, regardless of what. But who's going to get that karma full circle just as much as him is the what? The succubus, the side chicks, the harlot, the appetizers, the coleslaws, whatever word of choice that you use. These women are going to suffer the wrath of getting involved with these married men. Okay? Period, point blank. All right? It tells you anytime you participate in somebody else, in the destruction of somebody else's marriages, keep in mind that you are bringing a curse upon yourself. Period, point blank. Now, you can sit up here and not want to take accountability. Well, he knew he was married. Or, well, she should have been doing what she should have been pleasing him. She should have been satisfying him. All of these, these side chick slogans, right? If a woman was on her job, doing what she was supposed to do, he would have never stepped out, okay? If that man was really happy, no man can be taken if he doesn't want to be taken. And while some of this rings some truth, but that does not give you the right as the side chick to get involved with these married men. Because these married men are cowards. And this is the crazy part. You have to realize men are visual creatures, okay? Women, on the other hand, are more emotional creatures. We make more choices. Most of the time when women make choices, we make choices based off of our emotions. While men, on the other hand, make choices off of visual. Meaning, nothing has to absolutely be wrong in the home front. We're going to debunk that myth right away. If a man decides to step out on his wife, who has done nothing but respect him, realize that speaks volumes about him. Something is wrong with him, okay? This does not define a married man stepping out on his wife, does not define his happiness or lack of happiness thereof in a home front. You have some men that are just greedy, they are just selfish, and they think about nobody but themselves. And in some instances, let me tell you this too. Sometimes affairs and adulteries occur simply based off of opportunity. Meaning, it doesn't necessarily have to happen because there was an argument that took place in a marriage. There was a situation that took place in a marriage. A lot of these situations occur just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. A man hanging out too much with his single friends, things happen. A married man always hanging out in bars, hanging out in the strip club, being in these type of environments, the chances of committing adultery is even higher compared to a man that's on his purpose, compared to a man that is home, spending time with his family, with his wife and his children. men that are still out there indulging in the world, still in the environment of single male friends who don't have wives. See, it's about the type of environment and what you put yourself in. For instance, just to kind of give y'all a different concept, if you know you're supposed to be on a diet, okay, let's say the doctor says, you know, your weight is becoming an issue because of the type of foods that you're eating, right? Keep in mind that when you are home, it's less chances of you eating things that are unhealthy. Because when you're home, most of the time you're going to have to cook your meals, okay? You most likely pick out the groceries in which you know, okay, I need more vegetables, I need less items with sugar, you know. Basically, you make better decisions of what you eat and how you eat when you don't expose yourself to other environments. Now, if you know you're on a diet and you're not supposed to be eating unhealthy based on what the doctor has ordered to you about your health, you hanging out in the streets, in restaurants, at buffets, all of this temptation of all the unhealthiest foods are at your reach. You're not going to go to a buffet and see a table full of sweets and not be tempted to at least get one donut, one slice of cake, a couple of spoons of that peach cobbler. So the best thing to do is don't put yourself in an environment that's going to tempt you to eat unhealthy. That is the same way as temptation works. A lot of these men, the problem is they underestimate themselves and they underestimate their ego. They think they can hang out in these type of environments and nothing will happen. There's no way as a married man you can hang around single men and they talk about all the different chicks they smashing every night, and you can't relate to that life anymore because all you have is your wife and your children. And of course, if you're a married man who has any type of respect for the marriage, you're not going to share with your single friends, yeah, my wife be putting it down too. She know how to make me feel like a king in the bedroom. You know, he just cannot share his sexcapades stories about his wife with his single friends who smash multiple chicks every night. No different than a married woman shouldn't always be in the company of single women. Okay, they're talking about this guy, that guy, and all of that, and here it is, you kind of having problems at home. You know, it starts to poison you. It rubs off on you like, dang, you know what? I could be out there having a good time. I'm up here being faithful to this dry, dull ninja that's as dull as a box of rocks. You know, I could be having a good old time turning it up, but at the same time, your single friend ain't telling you, I'd rather be married. I don't want to keep getting involved with different guys, dating this one thinking we getting somewhere, only to find out there's no chemistry there, or he's lying to me because he's still dealing with his baby mama, or he still has feeling for his ex-wife. Single people are not going to really admit their struggles that come with the single life. Like married people have struggles, single people have struggles. And of course, single people are going to highlight the best life because, you know, they don't want to feel like because they're single, they're missing out on being married and vice versa. Same thing with married people, right? But this is imperative why married men do not need to put themselves in these type of atmosphere. Proverbs chapter 6 verse 26 says that a man is reduced to a crust of bread by means of a harlot, and adulteress will prey upon his precious life. So when men put themselves in these type of environments in which there's maybe 10, 20 women to every one man, there are way more women on this earth than there is men, you know. Unfortunately, because you have men that are, you know, falling prey to the prison system. There's more deaths amongst men compared to women. So there's going to always be multiple women outnumbering men. But again, this does not justify a man's male Jezebel behavior. It just goes to show that the opportunities and options are unlimited. And this is even more so the reason why men have to be mindful. It does not mean something is wrong at home. It does not always mean the wife is bored in bed. It does not always mean, he's unhappy. It is an opportunity, and if they feel they can get away with it, they're going to take advantage of it. And that is what happens in a lot of cases. And in the end, after he has done everything he wanted to do and been everywhere he wanted to be, as he gets older, he looks back and reflect, and he has regrets, and now he wishes he would have made better decisions. So this is where broken women come in at. Anytime a woman is broken, she will intentionally seek environments in which there are men. Whether if it's in the clubs, it's at the after parties, it's at these college parties, bars, going on these vacations. Broken women are always seeking an opportunity in which they can find fulfillment. And let's just keep it 100. You have a lot of women who walk around here, I don't need no man, I don't want a man, I'm happy, 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 happy. They just have to keep glorifying how happy they are without a man. And I'm not knocking women who do this, and I'm not saying that a woman can only find happiness if she has a man. But honestly, some women have learned to lie to themselves, because these are the main women. As soon as a man gives him an opportunity, he's going in full circle. She's going in full circle, okay? These same ones, I don't need nobody, I'm independent, I'm strong, and all that big talk. And as soon as a man comes around them, their panties, melting like M&Ms. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, right? So, going to the matter at hand about these broken women, okay? A lot of wives take the heat for the poor choices that these men make. And like I mentioned in part 1, Kirk capitalized off of Rashida's youth. He got with Rashida when Rashida was 15, 16 years old, and they married when she was 17 or whatever. He's 7 years her senior, right? So most women who marry young, they are most likely to take way more off of their older husbands than usual, because these older men, they know how to really push that finesse. They know how to really finesse a woman who lacks experience, who lacks good judgment. Because you have to realize, a lot of men, older men, they intentionally seek out young women, okay, because they know they don't know any better, right? So a lot of people are not taking into consideration. Like I said, go back and watch my part 1, because I really don't want to repeat those points, but y'all get my drift, right? So it's always married women that get attacked because of their husband's poor decisions that he made, not decisions she had anything to do with. So it boils down to, what is it about the other woman? Why these broken women? How they get so much room to infiltrate? I actually found a video that I thought was very interesting. I think the guy made a lot of good significant points, right? These are the photos I showed last time about how young Rashida was when she got with Kirk. But I'm not going into that again. Y'all got to go and watch my part 1, right? So I want to get to the part in which this guy broke it down, and in his own funny, humorous way, right? He describes why men ultimately go out and choose these type of women. Why you got women, wives, married women up here beating themselves up? What could I have done to make him want me, to make him not cheat on me? What could I have done to make him stay faithful? What could I have done to make him say, no, I'm married, I got a wife? What could I have done? You have women that are beating themselves up, and not only that, other women who on the outside are beating them down as well. So this guy here makes a very interesting point. I mean, he is hella hilarious, right? I thought this was just like hella funny, so I want to share this with y'all, right? just to give y'all an idea as to how these broken women get the opportunity to intervene in these marriages with these selfish ass married men, right? So I'm going to play it. Hopefully I play the right one.
I don't know who the fuck need to hear this, but it ain't always about materialistic things that make them.
No, it's not this one. It's the other one. Let me share this.
I don't know who the fuck need to hear this, but to my ladies, when he cheat, one thing I could promise you, never to doubt yourself, okay? Because that bitch over there doing everything you don't do, and I ain't talking about nothing good, okay?
So basically, I want to share this with y'all. Excuse the language for my holier than thou, ladies. Get past the language. Basically, he's going to be stating why these broken women are being chosen. Why you doubting yourself and you feeling down about yourself. He's letting it be known. The reason these broken women are being chosen is because of the things that they are doing. And I'm going to play it twice because it's a short video and I don't want y'all to miss the message, okay?
That's the bitch with the infection in her throat. Yeah, the bitch that's licking ass. That's her. That's her. That's her. Don't ever doubt yourself and question what you look like and what you should have been and what you should have did. You shouldn't have did a motherfucking thing, but stay true to yourself. A lot of y'all lose y'all minds wondering what was it that you could have done, or what is it about her? Nothing. Some bitches it's bitches that get used for certain things in life, Bitches that has no value to them, and men like that. Bitches that they can run through and never marry, and he can't walk you like that. That's why he chose her. It had nothing to do with you, boo. I don't know who the fuck need to hear this, but to my ladies, when he cheat, one thing I could promise you, never to doubt yourself, okay? Because that bitch over there doing everything you don't do, and I ain't talking about nothing good, okay? That's the bitch with the infection in her throat. Yeah, the bitch that's licking ass. That's her. That's her. That's her. Don't ever doubt yourself and question what you look like and what you should have been and what you should have did. You shouldn't have did a motherfucking thing, but stay true to yourself. A lot of y'all lose y'all minds wondering what was it that you could have done, or what is it about her? Nothing. Some bitches it's bitches that get used for certain things in life, Bitches that has no value to them, and men like that. Bitches that they can run through and never marry, and he can't walk you like that. That's why he chose her. It had nothing to do with you, boo.
All right, so like I said, excuse the message. I know it was pretty strong. The delivery was strong, but he made a very significant point. In many instances, the broken woman is chosen because there are things that she's doing that he knows he's not going to be able to get the missus at home to do. Even married women have standards, even with their own husbands. Just certain sick fetishes that women who have any type of class of dignity is not going to fulfill. Just certain things you're not going to do. You know what I mean? We not going to toss the salad. We not going, lick toes. We not going, we don't get me wrong. As a woman, I have a little freak in me too. I love to experiment. But there's just certain things that I'm just not going to do. All right? See, this is where the broken woman comes in at. Some of these married men enter into your life with a lot of personal trauma. Don't think because you know your husband, you know everything about your husband. Some of these men have a lot of emotional and mental baggage from their childhood, that has affected their manhood and has somewhat to a degree affected how they operate as husbands, okay? Especially these worldly men who still deal with the flesh, who have not been delivered from their sexual urges, from their sexual demons. These men will bring their urges into their marriages. And that's what keeps them out on the prowl, seeking and looking for things that are unholy and unhealthy and will keep them demonically bonded into the wrong things, in which attaches them to the wrong type of women. right? So, like the guy said in his own special delivery, right? These broken women do not have their self-worth. They don't have a purpose, because anytime when you are on your purpose for God, you're not going to let the devil sidetrack you. What is the devil? Somebody else's husband, somebody else's man. Because when you are walking and operating in God, okay, you're not about to be taken off of your path. Listen, even before I got married, there was no married man that can come to me and try me, because that's how spiritually guarded I was, okay? Once I saw that little shiny golden object on your finger, there was nothing you can say to me. There was nothing you can give me to move me, because my armor of God was just that strong, to where nothing you had could, deter me or get me to change my mind, you know what I mean, or convince me to go against my spiritual morals, you feel me? But the broken woman, okay, who has no purpose, who does not have a solid foundation with God, she can easily be manipulated, persuaded, because in order for a man to be able to get you, it has to be something in you, okay? So if you are drawing married men to you, something in your spirit is magnifying or drawing these men to you. So you might have to check yourself, sis, because no married man should feel comfortable even approaching a woman of God, a woman who has her armor, a woman who is spiritually self-aware of herself. Oh, Lord, amen. Somebody needed to hear that. If you keep attracting these demons, something is in your spirit that's making them feel comfortable with approaching you. Because, baby, let me tell you something. I had some married men who just knew. Oh, no. They just knew. Not just because I had the mean face. Because some of y'all be having a mean face thinking that's enough to keep them demons from not trying you. But, no, it's that spirit. Okay, the demon knows a spiritual woman, so they not going to try you. So listen, some of y'all are single because guess what? The demon know he can't try you. Not because you unattractive. It's not because there's something wrong with you. The spirit don't agree. Your spirit don't agree with their demons. You feel me? I got to mute these people out because they're gonna keep send me notifications. But anyway, and your spirit is not going to agree with the demons, all right? So what these side chicks is not understanding, something is demonically within them for a married man to just know instantly when he sees you, oh, I can get that. I can hit that. Your walk with God is not there for a married man to feel comfortable. Now, this is not to say that married men still don't approach women of God, okay? You will be approached, but he won't be able to get near as far, okay, with you, because demons are going to try to conquer anybody now. Don't think because you got such a strong relationship with God, you're not going to be tried by these married men who are still operating within the flesh. You're going to get tried, you feel me? But when you have a relationship in your walk, it is solid with God, they're not going to be able to get but so far, okay? So, back to talking about these broken women. As the guy was stating, they are going to do the things the wife won't do. And I'm going to go deep into that, right? Because we're all adults here. And I want you to understand. So if I'm a little graphic, or I seem like I'm going in a little too strongly, and you really can't, this is too much to take in, I can respect that. You can pause and not have to watch the rest of it from here. So I totally get it. Make sure you hit the like. I need the likes up. Big ups to my mod squad. Big ups to any of my, moderators in the building. If you are here, I appreciate your presence, right? So let's get into it. Let me tell you why the broken woman is going to do things that the wife is not, the wife does not have to do. Because obviously he married the woman, okay? So evidently he didn't have an issue with what she was doing or not doing in the bedroom. That other words, that wasn't how I'ma say it. That was not a deal breaker. Okay, so he loved her enough to look past other things that she may not be willing to do sexually with him. So what he does is, the married man who's operating within the flesh, who's still operating within the world, he will go into these environments in which broken women congregate. The bars, the clubs, not saying every woman that's in the club is broken, but what I'm saying, women who intentionally go to these places to seek to be desired, okay? One thing if you're just going out, having a girls' night, doing something, but when you have to dress revealing and wear all of these things to make yourself a magnet to a man who's operating in flesh, your own reasons why you are in these type of places. It's because you are seeking to be desired. You are seeking to be wanted, okay? And you basically, the broken woman makes herself prey to the broken man, because anytime a married man is still operating within the flesh and not operating within the covenant of God, meaning honoring his vows, honoring his marriage, he is also a broken man. So broken men and broken women automatically will capture one another off of their own brokenness. While you think it's attraction, it's not attractions that is making a broken married man and a broken woman be drawn to each other. It's that they both are attracting that same spirit of brokenness, okay? So for all the side chicks, you think it's your big butt, and you think it's your big tits and your new BBLs that's making these men be drawn to you. No, his brokenness is drawn to your brokenness, okay? Hit that like button, because I'm spilling y'all some I'm giving y'all some real knowledge, right? So the broken woman does not have confidence. I don't care how much makeup she wears. I don't care how much money she invested in her BBL. I don't care if she wears designer labels. It does not mean that she has confidence. All of these things that she does to her physical attributes, these are just ways in which she tries to cover her brokenness, tries to conceal her lack of self-esteem, is through what she wears. She puts the opposite. She tries to display the opposite of what she really feels by how she dresses, or how she carries herself. Anytime a woman gets involved with a married man, you already proven that you are broken. You were broken spiritually. You were broken mentally. So once the broken woman gets involved with the broken man, she knows that, or she feels she has to go the extra mile to perform in ways in which she herself isn't really comfortable with. But brokenness tells you have to do whatever it takes to win this man over. You have to do whatever it takes to draw this man into you. So if it means doing degrading things you don't even like, tossing the salad, sucking the toes, doing all of these other unpleasant things that don't really turn you on doing, but the mission is to conquer the man, so you're willing to step all the way out of your moral zone to appease to him. And it's not because you actually enjoy these things. You doing these things because you want to conquer him. So this is what the side chick does. She does what she feels the wife is not doing. Not only does she sexually go above and beyond. You have some side chicks that will even help start other businesses outside for him. she will also make herself a slave to his desires, his wants. Because see, this is what the married man does. The married man, he preys on the brokenness of the side chick. He will share things with her to gain empathy and sympathy. So he will tell the side chick, my wife, she don't toss my salad. My wife is not adventurous in the bedroom. My wife, she does not like to experiment. So what it does is it gives signals to the broken woman. Okay, well, that's what I'm going to have to start doing. I have to put in double for where he claims there's a struggle. If his wife is not tossing his salad, I got to do that. If his wife is not giving him head 20 hours a day, I got to do that. So she overly compensates for his complaints in which he's claiming to her he's not being fulfilled. And it's all straight game. Because what the broken married man wants is, he wants his greed to be fulfilled. Nothing is necessarily wrong at home. He's taking advantage of a broken woman whom he knows really has a desire to want to be with him, and he's capitalizing off of that, knowing good well he's not going to leave his marriage, he's not going to leave his wife, but he's willing to take a gamble on that forbidden fruit just so that he can fulfill his greed. So the broken married man will have you doing all kind of unpleasant things in the bedroom. And why you think you're turning him on? Because his eyes are rolling to the back of his head. You having him to climax 8-9 times a day. What you're doing is you're not, all this extra fulfillment, all of this extra sexual pleasure that you are investing into him is not making him leave. A lot of side chicks think, as long as I do it all, he will eventually leave. But what you do is you're making yourself a slave to his greed. Oh, if that's not awesome, I don't know what is. I don't know who got that word. But a married man is not going to leave. You just become a slave to his greed. If that's not a powerful word for somebody who needed to hear that, you heard it here first. I'm going to copyright that. Now, what has happened is you have opened a whole nother chamber in which that is all he expects of you to fulfill. He expects that of you. So every time you're with him, every time you're around him, you become a slave to his greed, knowing he's never going to leave. And he will use you and abuse you for that purpose and that purpose only. And while you thinking the more you sucking on him, the more you giving in to him, the more you never deny him, you let him get it anytime, anywhere, any place. You're thinking the more you give him, it's going to make him give up on his marriage. And what it does is you create a monster, because now he's getting the best of both worlds. At home, he has the wife that supports him with the business, that helps him with maintains the home front, that helps him with the children. And meanwhile, you're on the outside fulfilling all the greed that his wife is too busy or has too much going on to fulfill for him. Because you have to realize the wife at home is fulfilling several hats. So all of us are going to come up short somewhere. Okay? And what he has done, he has learned to use you as a pawn to fulfill those areas in which his wife cannot fulfill. And not because he's unhappy, because if he was unhappy, he would have divorced. He would have left his wife. So all this extra stuff you're doing is not enough to convince him to leave his marriage. While he's telling you in the middle of the action how good you are, how much he's calling your name, or whatever he's doing, while y'all are having these sexual activity takes place, it's nothing but him speaking off of lust. It's like dealing with a drunk man. He's drunk in lust. A man will say all type of things during the heat of the moment. I want you to have my baby. You feel so good. You feel so great. And all of this, you have to realize, lust is a spirit that's being operated under a demonic under a demonic force. So when a man says these things to you while you are sexually pleasing him, he's not speaking from a genuine place. If he tells you you're good, you're the best he's ever had, he's saying all of these things while y'all are operating in a demonic activity, which is having sexual relations outside of his marriage. Realize that he is speaking from a place of flesh. So if he's telling you you're good, if he's telling you he loves it, he's enjoying it, or whatever he's saying, he's not really being himself when he says that. He's saying those things under a lustful spirit. That's like dealing with a man who's drunk and intoxicated, and he's saying all type of things to you. No, honey, that's the Hennessy. That's the C-Rock. That's not him. If he's not saying those things to you in a sober-minded condition, he does not mean it. And keep in mind, when a man is committing adultery and he does say things when he's in a sober condition, realize he's still not being genuine, because he's saying those things under a manipulative spirit, a spirit of manipulation. In other words, I'm going to say, lie, make it seem like I'm unhappy at home, anything I can to get you to convince you to keep giving yourself to me, to keep fulfilling my greed, because I'm never going to leave. That's what Jasmine with Kirk was doing. That's what Arion with Martell was doing. It had nothing to do with these men being unfulfilled. A man that's unhappy, he is going to leave his marriage. Period. Point blank. All this what my wife ain't doing with you. Okay, well, when you going to sign those divorce papers? And until those papers are signed, you cannot take anything these men say to heart. Period. So, after having all of these sexual escapades with this man, you become drawn to him. Because even the Bible says two become as of one once intimacy. This is why you can't be going around here having all type of sexual relations with multiple partners, because you become as of one. I don't care if a man has sex with a prostitute. He has become joined to her now. Anytime you have sexual relations with somebody, you become joined to them. And that is why sex is specifically for married people, because the only person who you should be joined to is your wife. Okay? Leviticus chapter 17 verse 7 says that people shall no more offer their sacrifices to demons, after whom they have played the harlot. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 21 says that a harlot is one who forsakes the true God and worships idols. Yes, the side chick is worshiping the life of the married wife, in whom the husband she is having inappropriate demonic sexual activities with. She wants that wife's home. She wants her marriage. She wants her lifestyle. Yes, these same women that call the wife stupid, dumb, weak. What does that make you when you get yourself involved with somebody else's husband? Make it make sense. So, with these broken women create broken homes, because now he has been introduced to a new spirit under lust. So now, when he goes home and back to his wife, everything seems dull. Now, everything the wife does with him sexually, it's no longer of satisfaction in him. You know why Martell told Mel you wasn't satisfying me? It's because he introduced a new spirit sexually to his bedroom and to his vows when he was having sex with Arion. This is where I'm not feeling satisfied. You're not pleasing me. Why? Because, sir, you are operating up under the spirit of a demon once you have sexual relations with the succubus. What is a succubus? Hit that like button, y'all. If you've been following me for quite some time, I shared with y'all my succubus spirit, and I told you succubus is a female demon that's sent on assignment to destroy a man's purpose. And so that's why he sees everything is wrong. It's kind of like, let's say if you're used to cooking for your child. You know, you cook dinner for your kids, right? And your child goes to grandma's house. And grandma's house, grandma is an old-fashioned cook. She knows how to season that macaroni, that fried chicken. She knows how to do that just right. And now when they come back to you and they eat your fried chicken, your macaroni, this ain't grandma chicken. This ain't grandma. This don't taste like grandma macaroni and cheese. Other words, once you get a taste of something different, it taints. It taints something you already was supposed to be accustomed to. It taints that. That is what happened when Martell had sexual relations with Arion. It wasn't that she was better. That is what the demon would tell you. The demon will get into these men's mind and say, oh, she's better than your wife. She's sexier than your wife. She turns you on more than your wife. All of that is just the enemy operating and trying to play mind games with you. No, what it means is you was introduced to another sexual demonic force. And that's why all of a sudden, when you have intimacy with your wife, you don't feel satisfied. You don't feel pleased. Because guess what? Had you never stepped out of the will of God, had you never stepped out of your marriage, you would have not been introduced to a different spirit to compare to your wife. Does that make sense? Had you never stepped out, you never would have felt like there was something better. You never would have felt like there was something more pleasurable. Once you know something, you can't unknow it. Once you've introduced yourself to something, you can't act like it never existed. Once a man has had sex with another woman, I don't care how much he says, I don't feel that way about her. I don't feel. The problem is he has already indulged in something demonic that is still going to be attached to him. Now, this is not to say a man can't be delivered. If he truly believes in God and he truly wants to transform his life, there's nothing God can do. He can make that man pure again. He can make that married man whole again. But that married man has to stop entertaining the devil. These concubines, these hood harlots, okay, these coleslaws. He has to completely and totally surrender. Not just because he's been exposed. Not because he just wants to save his marriage. He wants to be saved in God. Saved in Jesus Christ. Anybody can be restored. I don't care what the outsiders say. A cheater, always a cheater. Don't ever underestimate the will of God. That's telling people, oh, God can't do nothing. I don't doubt my God. God can change any man, any woman who sincerely and has abundantly made that decision to sacrifice and give up all of their demonic and lustful ways. God can do it, but he wants you to surrender and not play games. Not only because you want to keep your wife and all that, because if it's still in you, even if your wife takes you back and you have not fully surrendered, them same demons are going to stay attached to you, and it's going to cause you to step out there again. So these broken women create these broken homes because they don't feel whole. These Jezebels don't feel worthy of themselves. While Jasmine wants to keep saying what Kirk did wrong, while Arion wants to say, well, I was young, I didn't know any better, this and that, third and the third. The whole bottom line is because these women will not take accountability, God will not set them free. You curse yourself when you get involved with these married men. You curse yourself from getting a husband of your own. You curse yourself from not being so envious of the life he still has with his wife. Sometimes, this is the thing about it, and I know us holy folks, we really feel like people are not supposed to do wrong, people are not supposed to make mistakes, but sometimes, a lot of people not going to deal with their demons until they get exposed. Long as they can keep sneaking and hiding it, they're not going to own it. And for Kirk, it took him getting exposed in order for him to deal with his demons. Now, allegedly, he's still been inappropriately texting Jasmine, inappropriately having conversation with her. Guess what? That got exposed too. What these men are going to realize, God is not about to allow you to get away with constantly disrespecting your wife. And while everybody's dragging Rashida and pulling her by the ponytail like she's a dummy, let me tell you something. The only dummies here is Kirk and Jasmine. Contrary to what anybody wants to believe, this is really Kirk's and Jasmine's battle. Just like it was left to be Arion, Air Mattress, and Martell, Motel 6 battle. That is their battle. This is what they chose. And for anybody who wants to co-sign on the side chick shenanigans, let me tell you why the side chick is slower than the wife. Let me tell you how, okay? Because see, a lot of y'all have too much empathy and sympathy for these side chicks, okay? I was really like dismayed at how many women was so proud that Jasmine was exposing Kirk. They was really co-signing, very supportive of Jasmine, basically saying, you know, I'm glad she's exposing him. I'm glad, you know, she's calling him out. But this is my thing. Do you not know that as a side chick who has made the decision to have a child, to carry a married man's child in your womb, do you not understand you are also exposing yourself? I want y'all to take a minute to reflect on that. I want that to marinate. Do you not understand that when a side chick exposes a married man, bragging about how he's been creeping with her, sleeping with her, he's been, like Air Mattress was saying, how he's been tossing her salad, do you not realize that you are exposing yourself? Because I'm looking at you as a woman. Because we all know that, and unfortunately, in many cases, a lot of these men are operating up under the flesh. Meaning they're very worldly. And as long as they are submitting to the world instead of submitting to the word of God, they will be easily influenced and tempted by the opposite sex. Because it's in a man's nature. Like this one lady said, which is true. I don't know too many men who have been faithful 75 to 85 years of their life, okay? Could say they've been with one woman. If y'all know one, let me know, okay? Again, this is not to justify cheating or condoning adultery. Again, hit that like button, okay? So, anyway, you are exposing yourself. You're exposing your own demons. Like I said, it's something in your spirit that's attracting these married men to you. Because, baby, listen, married men know not to even look at me, honey. No, they'll look, but they just know. Something in my spirit, they just know, I ain't going to try that one. I'll try this one, this one, this one, this one. But I ain't going to try, no, not that one right there. Her presence of God, is too strong for me to even consider even trying her. A lot of you women, y'all got to check your spirit. If you could keep attracting bums, what is it in your spirit that keeps attracting bums to you? If you keep attracting married men, what is in your spirit that keeps drawing married men to you? You have to pray that spirit off of you. Because that's not good if all you keep attracting is those type of men. There's no way you should not be attracting other men that have better character traits, that carry better spirits. Okay? So, you have all of these women that are disrespecting Rashida. And unfortunately, I'll let you married women know. This is the price, unfortunately. This is the burden that you bear when you are married to a man that has not found himself in God and is still indulging in the world. You have two options. You respect your vows and hang in there until God keeps whipping their behinds till they have no choice but to submit, or you exit. Whatever you feel that is best for you. Don't let other women up here dictate your journey. Because the truth is, it's a lot of women out here, the same women who knock your situation, had it been them, they would body it. Like this one pastor said one time, listen, the same people that's making fun and making mockery out your situation, let it have been them, they will be working that thing like no other. They'll work it better than you. They'll manage it better than you. They'll handle it better than you. But meanwhile, because they're not the ones that's in it, they got all the opinion. They got everything negative to say about you, what you should and wouldn't do. In many instances, you're not going to know until you cross that bridge. Okay? And let's say, for instance, if you did handle it the way you said you would, that is you. Every woman has a different walk with God, and every woman has her own journey with God. Some for the best, some for the worst. We don't get to choose our battles. Our battles choose us. Again, hit that like button. If you're just coming in and listening to the sermon and you liking the word that you hear today, support a sister by hitting those likes. You're welcome to Cash App as well. I don't care if it's $2, $5, $, Diamond Girl. If you want to continue to tie to the congregation, I would appreciate it. Or if you can't tie to the congregation, just hit that like button. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So we get into these broken women that create broken homes. You know, the enemy will recruit these succubusses on assignment to intentionally target men that are already weak and that are already indulging within the flesh. Like I said, these side chicks and these married men, they got to answer to their own demons. Because I don't know about y'all, I refuse to put myself second. Because when you get involved with a married man, you put yourself second and you put your child last. Your child is not going to come first. And to me, that's already a disadvantage. That's a major disadvantage. The fact that you already know your child is going to come second. Hello? Not only that, when that child gets older, you're going to have to explain to that child, because that child is going to see a difference. Okay? That child is going to want to know how come his other siblings live with their mama and his daddy. How come he can only come over there on the weekends or holidays or whatever? He gets old enough to use social media. He's going to see his dad is always with his siblings and traveling with his siblings and always in other states. And see, this is what happens, right? This is what makes the side chick gets angry, because she does not want to feel the guilt alone, which she shouldn't. Okay? So, this is when she starts getting really combative and creating conflict with the married man whom she chose to get pregnant from and the wife, because the child is constantly asking her questions. He wants answers. He wants to know. So what it is that now the side chick, you want the married man to get his son more, to get his daughter more, because you're tired of having to answer all the questions. You want to make it look right. So you feel the only way you can take some of the heat off of you is by constantly insisting that they need to be more involved with that child. That's what's going on with Jasmine. That is what was going on with Ariana Air Mattress. The children start feeling out of pocket, and you start feeling that absence for them. And the side chick begins to feel guilty. So to ease that guilt, you need to come get him more. You need to spend more time with him. You need to make him part well, because of the situation. It's never going to be just like that, you know. So your child is going to be limited at how much time and how much access that married man gets to see them. This is the price you pay when you lay down with married men, okay? Most of the time you're going to be carrying that torch by yourself, you know, and this comes with it, right? So this is the part that a lot of people don't understand. Yet they co-signing with the side chick. They want to understand and have empathy and sympathy, but not understanding the situation she put herself in. When you have a child from a married man, your child is going to always come last the majority of the time, okay? He's not going to have the privilege of having a full-time father or man in his life. You can say it's wrong, you can say that's not fair, but guess what? That's the chance you took when you decided to lay with the married man. So, you have, this is the other catch-22, is that, see, back then, side chicks used to be satisfied with, you know, as long as you just give me some money once a month, as long as you come by and see little Eddie, you know, here and there, bring him something for Christmas, bring him something for the birthdays. You know, back then side chicks was okay with pop-ups, but this is the new demonic era of women that we're dealing with now. Women no longer side chicks. Let me stop calling them women. Side chicks, harlots, concubines. They no longer just want the dollars. You can't just buy them off anymore. Back then, Uncle Earl and Granddaddy Otis used to get away with just doing pop-ups, popping up here and there and dropping off some dollars. It don't work that way these days. You know what these women want? These side chicks want? They don't want just the child support anymore. They just don't want the share custody anymore. You know what they want? They want to destroy another woman's household. It's about destroying another woman. Back then, it was about, and we all adults here, it was just about the dick and the dollars, okay? The dick and the dollars ain't working no more. They want to destroy. And anytime a man steps outside of his marriage and starts entertaining these succubuses, this is what happens. You can't please these women. You can't just pay them some child support and think they're going to be content with that and be happy-go-lucky. No, that's not good enough. They want your wife to know everything, okay? They want her to know what sexual positions you had her in. They want her to know, you know, what all you was doing sexually. They want her to know all the restaurants and places and hotels y'all was fornicating and committing adultery at. They want to open up information to destroy and hurt another woman. Why? Because they're broken. Broken women want to break other women. And anytime I see other women supporting this, I look at y'all with the side eye. The moment I see y'all defending side chicks, defending her shenanigans, and I'm not saying only attack the side chick and don't have nothing to say to the husband. He deserves that as well, because indeed he was the one that was married. Hit the like button. But what I'm saying is, this is what they want to do. Broken women want to break other women. If I'm not happy with my life, I don't want to see another woman be happy with her life. If I'm over here struggling in a 2-bedroom Section A and you and your wife living in a 5-bedroom mansion, I want what your wife has, because it's not about I just want you. I want your wife's life. I want what she has. And the only way I feel like I can have that, I have to destroy your nest. Destroy it how? Destroy it enough to where she will leave you, and that way I can take over this life that y'all once upon a time having. But it's not working out that way for side chicks. Either the wife is not leaving, and this pisses a lot of women off, especially side chicks. Side chicks hate when a man would not leave, when a woman would not leave her husband. She wants her to leave so she can step right on in and replace that. Very rarely it happens that way, especially if the wife decides to leave, or if she does leave, like in Arion and Martell, you don't get that same lifestyle. He actually ends up downgrading with you to where he can't produce with you that life he produced with his wife. So either way, you're not going to get that lifestyle of luxury that you are after. And don't expect your son or your daughter to get the same exact privileges that him and his wife children have together. Your child is an outside child. Did that child ask to be here? No. Is he still responsible for that child? Yes. But guess what? He does not have to get that child regularly and invite that child into his home if that wife is against it. Because at the end of the day, the wife has rank. Her word gonna stand, and he has to repair the damage he has done at home. And if part of repairing that damage at home means he cannot get his son or his daughter, whatever, guess what? Her word is going to stand. And as a side chick, whether you like that or not, realize that is what you are signing up for. You signing up, getting the bits, the kibbles and bits, the crumbs, whatever is left over. Okay? So for Jasmine to ask Rashida and tell Rashida, we'll say in the green room or whatever, well, if she decided to stay with her husband and they're going to be together and they decided they're still going to have a partnership, they need to be getting canon. No, ma'am. You don't get to dictate and decide what Kirk does with his wife. No. You as a side chick who chose to have that baby, no. You got to go with the flow of how they want to do things. Okay? You don't get to choose that. This is what happens when you have a child from a married man. You don't get to choose what position your child will have in his life. Okay? So, I'm going to get ready to shut it down. I think I said a good bit. If there's any other points I feel like I needed to address, I will do a part 3. You know, I like to do series. I like to break things up in parts. In conclusion, understand the moral of the story is this. You know, you are going to get your karma dealing with these married men. And part of karma means you're not going to get things your way. Part of karma means your child is going to be left behind. You have to deal with that. Your child is going to ask questions. And you got to explain that to them. Okay? The older these children get, they start putting the pieces together. Start wondering why they're excluded. Start wondering why they're treated different from other children. All of this, you know, starts to mentally take a toll. Why even create a child from a married man and put that child in that position? Why even put yourself through that? Why even put a child through that? The best thing to do is to avoid even getting in that position. I don't want to have to answer to another woman's pain. I don't want to have to be responsible for another woman's nest being destroyed. Let that man destroy his nest alone. You don't have to be a willing participant by being sexually involved with him. So anyway, y'all, leave y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think of today's sermon. You know, we got some more topics coming up. We got some more sermons coming up. We got some more celebrity news that I'm probably going to mention at my next upload. The coffee chat. Yeah, so in the coffee chat, there's a couple of things I definitely want to reiterate with y'all. The last Love and Marriage Huntsville. All of these side chicks that are coming out. Admitting that they've been with Rich Homie Quan, which is a deceased rapper, who unfortunately passed away at the residence of his fiance. And all of these side chicks are coming out, and you know, it just, side chicks are coming out and being disrespectful because it's too many women. Y'all are the ones praising them. I don't see the men doing it. I don't see, I could be, you know what? I could probably be far-fetched. I don't even see white women. I'm going to be honest. I don't even see white women coming in co-signing side chicks. I'm always seeing sisters do it, you know. I don't see white women. I don't see black men. It may be a few, but for the most part, I'm always seeing the sisters agree. And I've come to realize the reason why a lot of these women agree, because they are broken as well. But we're going to talk about that more in another time, okay? So y'all be blessed. Please hit that like button before you leave. Share this video. Share it. Send it to a friend. Send it to a co-worker. Bring more people to the congregation. I would gladly appreciate that, ladies. Until then, y'all have a wonderful Monday, and y'all take care. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.